Right, man. It's been a while, man. It's been a while, man. You know what I mean? Been away for a minute, man. Been away for a little bit, man. You ain't seen me in a while, man. You know what I mean? Been a while, man. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I've been away for a minute. Obviously, I've just been doing other things, you know. For those people following me on other platforms, other social media platforms, you know, I've been doing other things like doing my writing and stuff. As you guys know, working on a book right now. You know, it's coming along quite good, to be fair. It's coming along quite nice, you know. But man, I've just been, man, it's been a while, man, you know. But I had to come back, you know. So it's been a while since I really touched this occultism right here. It's been a while since I really hit this occultism. It's been a while, man. But this right here, this is necessary. Like, I really have to come back and do this right here, man. You know what I'm saying? I kind of miss this. You know what I mean? I really do kind of miss this, but I had to come back with this one right here. So again, this right here. This is important right here now. On this video right here, I'm gonna be dealing with this movie Venom and this Predator. But I'm gonna show you this connection, because if you haven't seen those two movies, you have to check those movies out. As of right now, those are the two of the deepest occult movies ever released. As of today, that's the best ever released. There's so much, and we're gonna break this down. But I'm gonna show you the connection, because in reality, what you're really dealing with is actually the same movie. And I want to show it to you. It's actually the same movie. I want to show it to you, because this is amazing stuff. So, you know, this really is amazing stuff. But to start this video off, I want to first deal with the Venom. Now, originally, I was dealing with the Venom. I kind of slept on the Venom. You know what I mean? Obviously, I've seen the Infinity War, I've seen the Black Panther, but I kind of slept on the Venom, like, you know, Venom, whatever. But when I watched it, like, the Venom, obviously we know what. Obviously, I think I have touched on the Venom before. And what the Venom is, the significance of the Venom, but that movie, there's so much, and we're gonna break it down. So obviously, again, spoiler alert if you ain't watched it already. You know what I'm saying? If you wanna pause the video, catch it, or if you already seen it, you know what I'm saying. So I wanna deal with this. So now, if you're just breaking the movie down, just a quick synopsis. So basically, there's a guy named Carlton Drake, right? He's a CEO of this Life Foundation. Just that alone, Life Foundation, we're gonna break it down. That's that alone. There's a significance dealing with that right there. You see what I'm saying? So basically, he sends a rocket into space now, and obviously he comes across this comet, and obviously now there's a comet the comet contains life now. And this life was alien life that they call the symbiote. But the symbiote now cannot survive on its own in an oxygen filled environment, so it can't survive on Earth on its own, right? So the symbiote needs a host, but the host has to be the perfect match, right? It has to be the perfect match. You see what I'm saying? Once there is a match, then the human has achieved symbiosis, right? And the human and the symbiote become one now, right? And now the symbiote, symbiote can be on Earth, attached to the human host, and the human can go out there in space with the symbiote. You see what I'm saying? So now I want to break down a few characteristics of the symbiote now. You see what I'm saying? So the symbiote now, it eats humans. So it's a good hunter now. It eats humans. It's a good hunter. You see what I'm saying? The symbiote can heal injuries, you know. Doesn't matter how life-threatening they are, it heals injuries, right? But the symbiote can also sense subtle vibrations that the human, Eddie Brock, couldn't sense. So it could, like, there's a scene where it sensed the enemies through a door, but I want to break that down even further. That's even some deep stuff dealing with that right there. You know what I'm saying? So also the symbiote was had a high sensitivity had a sensitivity to sound in the high frequency range. Even that alone is some stuff right there. So it's a high sensitivity to sound frequency. I want to touch into that a bit later. You see? So now I want to deal with this symbiote. What is the symbiote? Right. So the symbiote now, again, we spoke about the symbiote. Some people say, you know, it's the melanin, but I want to break it down. The symbiote, what the symbiote actually is. The symbiote is the primal chaos being that is linked to the original man and lays dormant now within humans now, confined to this biological chemical composition known as melanin. That's the key to it. That is the symbiote. I want to show it to you. And again, those people following other platforms, social media platforms, you've already seen this. You know what I'm saying? You've already seen this. I think when I posted this, the movie hadn't come out yet, so, but this is the perfect time to show it. You've already seen this. You've seen it. Again, what does that say? Ancient mummies are turning. Let me see. Yeah, so ancient mummies are turning into black jelly. You see the jelly, look at it. There's the symbiote right there. There's the symbiote. And again, this one was found in Chile. And Chile, that's near like Peru kind of area. You see what I'm saying? So, again, this one was found in Chile. So again, they was even doing it down there in Chile. And we're spoken in other videos. You know what that means. We know who those people was down there. You know what I'm saying? But again, you see, so there's your symbiote right there, guys. There's your symbiote right there. But also, that what's significant at this, though, I've been doing some other research dealing with the mummies, and I got another video coming. Now, I'm not sure if we're gonna put it on this channel specifically though, but there's more stuff coming. You know, you guys know what I do over here now. You know what I've been doing for years now. You know what I provide over here. You know what I'm saying? You know what, you guys know what I provide. You see. So again, that's the key to it. So again, that's the symbiote. That's the symbiote right there. You see, I've just shown it to you. This is real life stuff right here. You see. So now, but when you're dealing with the symbiote itself, let me see, one second, let me see. So when you're dealing with the symbiote itself, yeah, we'll go more into it. Well, so now Eddie gets infected with the symbiote now, right? And he goes for a scan. The doctor says, and this part is important, the doctor says his adrenal glands and his endocrine glands are behaving abnormal. Now, the significance of that, now, if you understand the science of the adrenal glands secrete norepinephrine and epinephrine, which is your fight or flight response. It's responsible for your fight or flight response, right? And your endocrine glands, that's your pineal, that's your pituitary. You see what I'm saying? So that alone, you're already dealing with the melanin right there. The melanin being in the pineal gland, is pituitary gland secrete from the pineal gland, you're already dealing with it right there. And also the melanin dealing with the fight or flight response for us being able to do what we can do. Our abilities, you know what I'm saying? You know what we can do, you know it. So again, that's the key to it. The adrenal glands, the endocrine glands are pulling it in your face right there. That's your fight or flight response right there. And that links to the melanin. That right there links to the melanin. You see. Right. Also the symbiote now. You know, also so the symbiote now, it has a high creativity and intelligence. You see what I'm saying? I think, did I mention? Yeah, so the symbiote had a high creativity and intelligence than Eddie itself, right? So much so to a point where there's a scene where he's on a bike, right? And basically there was a problem, he didn't know what to solve it. He just go to the symbiote, do something, just do something, and the symbiote just acted and it did it, and that's the melanin right there. That's the higher intelligence, the higher creativity of the melanin. It will just say, you know, something, you just want something done, and the melanin will act. That's the higher creativity, the higher intelligence, and you know what I'm saying, and we've shown this. You see what I'm saying? We've shown this as a people. The melanin will just act, right? And will solve the problem. So again, it showed the high creativity that the melanin is capable of. You see. So now another aspect of the symbiote now is, again, now this is what I wanted to go into, the sensitivity to high frequency sound waves. Now this, I don't want to go too much into this, but those who have followed me on my other channels, other areas, you guys know I've been speaking about this. Again, this right here links to the pre-dynastic. I don't want to go too deep into this, but this is what it was. You see what I'm saying? This links to the pre-dynastic, because again, and I spoke about this in other videos, that's the only way, because again, we look at these structures, we look at these monuments, and then obviously people have their different theories, but I came to my conclusions that the only way was that these people, you know, they had a higher sensitivity to these sorts of natures, and I spoke about this in other videos, and they're pulling it out right there. You see what I'm saying? They're pulling it out here, right? They're pulling it out there. You see what I'm saying? There's a higher sensitivity to it. They had a higher sensitivity to these sorts of frequencies, but I don't want to go too much into it. You see. But now I want to give you the occult breakdown. Now this part is really mind blowing. Again, that's what I mean. This Venom movie really is the best. It really is the most groundbreaking occult movie they've ever released, and they're doing it often now. You see what I'm saying? They did it with the Justice League. Now that they're doing it out, they're just pulling it out there. You see what I'm saying? They're doing it. Hollywood are really going in now on these occult movies. They're just pulling it out. They're no more games now. They're not playing games no more. You see. So now the Venom itself, the whole movie is really dealing with creation and physical bondage. That's what the whole movie is dealing with. You see what I'm saying? But now I want to show you the occultism right here. So now Eddie Brock, he kept calling the Venom, oh, he's been infected, he's been infected, his parasite has been infected, he's been infected, he's sick, right? But see, the Venom eats away at the human, right? So the Venom eats away at the human. But I want to show you the occultism, right? It's actually in reverse. So it's not that the Venom is the parasite that eats away at the human. The human is the parasite to the Venom itself, right? The human is the parasite. That's where the occultism comes in, and that's where a lot of people get lost. A lot of people, that's why a lot of people, they can't connect with the occultism, because when you pull it in reverse, that's really what the essence of the occultism. In reality, the human is the parasite, and the Venom is the pure essence, the pure chaos being, the pure primal being. You see, that's the pure being. You see what I'm saying? But again, that's why a lot of people get lost in the occultism. That's why a lot of people, that's where a lot of people can't connect with the occultism. You see what I'm saying? But again, what's evident of this, and this part was deep, right? What's evident of this is that there was a scene where there was the black guy, right? And the black guy now, he achieved symbiosis. So the symbiote merged with the black guy. He achieved symbiosis, and then later on in the movie, the symbiote started to eat away at him, and he was like, well, why is this happening? He just achieved symbiosis. This part is key. This part I want to break this down to you. So what this meant was that how it links here is this. That's actually shows the history of creation. In the beginning, you had achieved symbiosis. So in the beginning, we achieved symbiosis. So in the beginning of creation, we had achieved symbiosis. You see what I'm saying? And this is why we was doing all these feats. You see, on the planet, we was doing all these things because we had achieved symbiosis. So we was doing all these great feats. You see what I'm saying? But then millions of years later, the Venom, the symbiote, started to eat away at the human. Started to eat away at the parasite that is the human. So thus the human became degenerate. This is what happened. So you achieve symbiosis now. And then over time, the symbiote started to eat away at the human parasite. Thus the human became more degenerate over time. You see what I'm saying? Which is a sign that the venom was becoming more potent. So the melanin venom was becoming more potent and breaking free of the vessel that it itself was trapped in as a prison-like vessel. So basically that's what it is. You see what I'm saying? The melanin became more potent over the years, over the millions of years. So it starts to eat away at the human. Thus, the human becomes more degenerate. You see what I'm saying? Becomes more degenerate, and that's the key to it. You see what I'm saying? That's really the mystery to all this stuff that all these guys are doing. These archaeologists are going around the world now, like, how did they do it? How did they do it? That's how they did it. You see what I'm saying? The venom was more. You had achieved symbiosis. That's the key to it. That movie, again, you have to get that one. This movie is important. You see what I'm saying? So now, in the movie now, the woman says, now this part's key. In the movie now, the woman says, we're one generation away from an uninhabitable planet, right? So what they're trying to say, essentially, what happens is, every generation, the melanin becomes more potent. Every generation, the melanin becomes more potent, and it starts to eat away at the vessel that itself was trapped in. If you study Gnosticism, you study occultism, that's what physical life, or that's all it was this divine being, this chaos being, primal being placed into a human form. But in the beginning, you achieve symbiosis, and then it started to eat away at the human, eat away at you yourself. Thus the venom melanin became more potent, thus you became more degenerate. And you see what's happening. Bobby's been speaking about this. You see what's happening as us as a people, but just as human, just the human people, just humans in general. It's a degenerate. There's a line. You see what I'm saying? It's like almost like a market, like the stock market. It's just a line going down. You know what I mean? The market's going down. You know what I mean? That's all it is. But when you're dealing with the venom itself, the venom itself is not the melanin, but the venom is the primal chaos being. Melanin would be let's say Venom had a son who 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 had another son. That's Merlin. So Merlin is like the great 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 grandson of the Venom itself. You know, a lot of people like to say the Venom or Merlin was Merlin, that's the Venom, but it's a bit, you know, that's dealing with the ego. But reality, if we're dealing with more accuracy in the science of it, of it all, the occultism, Merlin is the great 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 grandson. You see what I'm saying? You see, but again, it becomes more potent over the generation. So each generation, that new child has more potency of the Venom, and he's closer to that primal being. And that's, I mean, again, that's why all these things are happening. All these things are happening, especially pertaining to us as a people. All these creations, all these innovations, the music, it all happens because that's the reason. You see what I'm saying? That is the reason. So again, so now, so again, the CEO of the Life Foundation. That's why it's the Life Foundation. You see what I'm saying? Because again, it's creation. It's dealing with creation. It's dealing with man. It's dealing with the human. That's why it's a Life Foundation. That's all life ever was. Life was the Venom becoming human. That's all life is. That's all it ever was. You see what I'm saying? So it's a Life Foundation. So Carlton Drake wants to use the symbiote to give the human race a way to survive outside of Earth and avoid extinction. But I want to go more into this. I want to go more into this. You see what I'm saying? Into the comparison of the two. So now we've dealt with that. Now I want to deal with the Predator. So again, that movie is groundbreaking. The Venom, you got to get that. That's groundbreaking stuff right there. But now I want to deal with this Predator. You see what I'm saying? So the Predator now, again, comes out, you know, it's out of space, crashes on Earth, you know what I'm saying? And the Predator, again, is more superior to the humans. Again, you guys are familiar with Predator, but you guys are already familiar with the Predator itself and just that entity itself. You've seen the other movies, you've seen them. You've seen them. So the Predator crashes on Earth, they retrieve the Predator and they run tests on the Predator, on his genome, and find that the Predator has human DNA. So this particular Predator that crashed on Earth has human DNA. But later in the movie, another Predator shows up to kill the Predator who crashed on Earth. But this Predator is more advanced than the one that just crashed on Earth. So they find out that the Predators are advancing their own genome by killing other species, you see. But what they say in the movies now, the Predators are, their visits on Earth, and based on the other movies, they're trying to link the other movies together, saying their visits on Earth are becoming more frequent because the humans are a dying breed, they're a dying breed, you see what I'm saying? And they want to snap up all the humans before they're gone, essentially. Because they're advancing that, you know what I'm saying, they're advancing their own genome, killing the different species of different planets, so they want to advance the genome before the humans are gone and snap up as much as humans before they're gone. You see. And then the man says, again, this is one of the connections, but we're gonna go more into it. The man says we're one generation or 2 generations away from our uninhabitable planet. You see. Right. And then in the movie now, the Predator wants to take the main character's son. He wants to take him. So he doesn't want the main character, he wants his son. And it's in the movie it says the next evolutionary chain, he wants his son. You see. Right. But now the first Predator, he crashed on Earth because he wanted to give humans another chance. A second chance. And the second chance was this weapon called the Predator Killer. Right. Which is a device that attaches to the human and he becomes the Predator. You see. So the occult breakdown in this movie now, the Predator coming to Earth represents the end of human life. That's what it is. It's the Predator is the end itself as an archetype of representation. You see what I'm saying? It hunts humans. It's far superior. You can't kill it. You know what I mean? Just showing how the end is inevitable. You see. Also, the Predator wants his son, and his son, they say in the movie, has some kind of mental illness. You see what I'm saying? And this mental illness, he's not been able to fit in with other guys. You see in the movie, he's not able to fit in with his classmates, this and that. Again, showing he's gone beyond the human parameters right there, which translates to the mental breakdown. He has high sensitivities to certain sounds and stuff. So again, the human breaking down. You see what I'm saying? So the human being is breaking down. That's the next evolution. So the next evolution is going beyond human itself. You see. Again, so now the Predator killer device that allows him to become the Predator and merge with it, again, is going beyond human, which is the only way to stop the Predators, the only way to stop the end. So again, so the device they give him, the Predator killer, is them becoming a Predator itself and going beyond human. And the predator itself is the end itself personified. Therefore, the only way to beat the predator, beat the end, is to go beyond human itself. Do you understand? And that's deep, right? That is some deep stuff. So I want to take the human to the next level. I've been dealing with some other videos even before these movies came out. I was dealing with the next level, the next human. I've been dealing with this stuff, where they want to go next with this. I've been dealing with this stuff already. You guys know me. I've been dealing with it. So now, what are we dealing with now? So now I want to do the comparison right here. So both movies are dealing with the Earth becoming uninhabitable in 1 to 2 generations. So the Earth becoming uninhabitable in 1 to 2 generations. I don't want to give any calculations right now, but I did the research, or did the research based on how long they say a generation is. I did the research. You see what I'm saying? How long they say a generation actually is. And when you do the research, again, it lines up to what I've said in other movies. The dates I gave in other movies. I don't have to reiterate right now, but it lines up. You see what I'm saying? I've spoken in other videos. But again, both movies have strong occult elements. For that Venom, there was so much occultism, but I like the way they threw it out. They kind of hit it, made it more comical, kind of threw it out, but they tied it into the movie, so people would, you know what I mean? So to give it to the mainstream. Now the guy spoke about being, like, basically he spoke about being abandoned by God. He brought this homeless guy, because what he was doing experiments on homeless people, and putting the venom in them. And he's saying, talking about this guy was named Isaac, talking about the Bible, but he said God didn't keep his end of the bargain. His end of the bargain. So God, we've been abandoned by God. God left us behind. So what is essentially saying, we have to do God's work now. We have to, you see what I'm saying, do God's work essentially. We have to essentially become gods. You see what I'm saying? This is what they're saying. Let's put it out there now. They're just pulling it out here. You see what I'm saying? Another deep aspect what he said was, he's speaking about the venom and how the venom was eating away at the humanity. I like the way through it out there, and he goes like, the humans, he goes, such poor design. You know, and he's talking about the humans. The humans are a poor design, and then that's the essence of occultism in itself. Gnosticism, that's the essence of it. They even spoke about that in the Wonder Woman. It's a poor design. And when you go in deep into the occultism, that's really what it is. It is a poor design. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, there's flaws in this. You see, and that's really the essence of occultism. Right? We're saying this is flawed. You know. And but now when you're dealing with a predator now, there was one scene where the guy's being interrogated. Right, the main character's being interrogated, and the guy makes a quote. He says, the baby fell out the womb, right, crawled through uncharted or hostile territory to its grave. And again, that's occultism right there. Essentially saying that's all it is. We're falling out the womb, and that's basically what life is. That's a quote of, that's basically what this is, crawling through hostile territory to our graves. You know, and that's just deep stuff. They're just pulling it out there now. You know. So now, again, another comparison now. Both entities devour the human. They just eat the human. They devour the human. You see what I'm saying? Showing the degeneration of the human, how it breaks down the human. The entity is becoming more potent, you see. You see what I'm saying? The lesser entity. You see what I'm saying? But the humans try to fight the entity, right? So the humans are trying to fight this superior entity now. Showing that the human is really the degenerate of this the lesser entity of the true chaos supreme being is the chaos being. You see, the chaos being. Now in both movies they need solutions for the future geological or global or whatever you want to call it crisis of the uninhabitable planet. So that's the crisis, right? And so now the conclusion and between both movies now, both movies provide them with solutions to essentially advance the human and avoid extinction. You see what I'm saying? So that's both movies right there. So now in conclusion, I want to conclude this right here. In conclusion, essentially what they're saying based on both movies, the human is done. The human is done. The human is going extinct. You see what I'm saying? The human is done. The human is going extinct. It's over. You see what I'm saying? Humankind cannot continue to exist in its current form. You see what I'm saying? So they have to advance the human. They have to advance the human genome. You see what I'm saying? Advance the human genome and change the DNA by incorporating the venom, incorporating the melanin, doing what they're doing with the melanin, studying the melanin. You see what I'm saying? They're going to incorporate the melanin. So basically what they're saying based on the Venom movie is that we gotta either incorporate the melanin You know, see what I'm saying? Incorporate the melanin, do some work with the melanin, some tests, and run some tests. You know, change the genome, the DNA, to essentially leave the planet and leave the Earth, right? But it's much deeper than that. I've spoken in the videos, but leave the Earth, or based on a Predator movie, we have to go fully cyborg. We're gonna have to go fully cyborg. You see what I'm saying? And incorporate transhumanism to survive. That's what the whole Predator movie was about. So they got two options: either incorporate the melanin and do some stuff with the DNA. You see what I'm saying? And leave Earth, or go fully cyborg, transhumanism. But either way, they gotta go beyond the human. So what they're saying is, the human is done, and they're giving you a time frame. The time frame is 1 to 2 generations. They have to do this between 1 to 2 generations, or it's too late. So that's all they've got left. Time's running out. And again, I spoke about this on the videos, the actual time frame. But if you study that, how long they say generation is, it gives you the time frame right there. I've spoken about that on the videos, different time frames. But that's pretty much what we're dealing with, guys. So again, that's pretty much it. Again, those two are groundbreaking movies. They're just putting it out there now. I think they got another movie coming out. This Godzilla. That's another one. This Godzilla. They're just putting it out there right now. There's so much cultism now, and I think the Predator, that one got bad reviews. But again, that's what it is. It gets bad reviews because the mainstream can't understand it. You see what I'm saying? It's not meant for them. The mainstream can't understand it. But in reality, that's the deepest one. Obviously, the other ones are a bit more horror type of thing, but that one, they tone it down just a bit to give you that occultism, to give you that knowledge, and it's there. They did it. They gave it to us. Those two movies alone, you got to check them out. Especially the Venom. The Venom is the great. Like we've spoken about Venom for years, but you know, and the Chaos Beam, but that movie alone is the best they've ever released. It gives it to you right there. The history, the human history, it's all there. Brilliant. You know what I mean? Brilliant movie. But that's pretty much it. But I want to find it. I just want to say, you know, I've been dealing with stuff for quite some time now. You know what I'm saying? I've been dealing with this stuff, man. But obviously, all I can say really is until next time. You know, I don't know when I'll be back. You know, obviously, I've been dealing with this. I've dealt with this stuff now for years now. You see what I'm saying? You know, and I'm at a stage where now I'm growing and accelerating such a rate now that I gotta start going behind the scenes now and dealing with and putting my own stuff out there now. You know, I mean, that's the level I'm at now. So dealing with writing, dealing with my book, and it's coming along quite nicely. You know what I'm saying? There's some occultism in there. I don't want to reveal too much right now, but I'm putting some occultism in the book too. There's stuff in there, you know, I want to get into movies now and stuff. Start writing my own movie screenplays and stuff like that. You know, that's what I'm into right now, you know what I mean? I've gone to the next level now, really and truly. You know, I don't always get the credit I deserve, you know. You know what I mean? But I really am, you know, obviously, outside, like, you know, I've learned from the master teachers myself, like the Bobbies, the Panics, the Phils. I've learned from the master teachers, you see what I'm saying? But I don't always get the credit I deserve, but if you're dealing with the real stuff, outside of the master teachers, really and truly, I'm the next go-to guy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't give me any credit for that, but I really am the next go-to guy. You see what I'm saying? You know, I'm still dropping knowledge out here. You know, I'm still dropping knowledge. A lot of the knowledge has degenerated over time. You know, a lot of people, they don't really deal with knowledge. It's more gossip and things of that nature. But I'm still dropping knowledge. And again, if you're following on my other platforms, I'll leave the links in the description box. I'm still dropping knowledge, and I still got more stuff coming. So I'm Tahuti, and I've proven that knowledge is knowledge after knowledge after knowledge, and that's what it's being consistent. You know what I mean? So that's all I got to say on that note. That's what I have to put that out there, because again, I don't know when I'll be back right here. You know what I mean? But this one is important though. This one had to be done right here. So again, this is it right here. So again, until next time. Yeah, I will be back, of course, but until next time. When, I don't know when that will be. I'm not sure, but until next time, that's all I can say. Until next time. So again, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you took some good information from this. All right, people. Thanks for watching.